Good morning. Hi, everybody. For those of you who are watching for the first time, I'm Karen Kong, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ottawa. And welcome to my This or That Thursday. So every week I aim to post 2 cards in my Facebook group, and I ask people to choose which one they want me to make live on Thursday morning. So if you've been paying attention to my posts, you know that today is the 24-hour stamp sale. Yay! And new weekly specials were posted today too. Double yay! Woo! So it's been a busy week, actually a really busy month so far because Stampin' Up! Has so many promotions going on right now. I haven't even got my newsletter out because I haven't had time to finish preparing like what classes I want to offer this upcoming fall. So anyways, it's been busy and I didn't post my cards till late last night. So thank you to everybody who paid attention this morning and voted, and it was pretty unanimous. Okay, so today I am making this card. It's a penguin card. So I don't think that the catalog did these penguins any justice. They were just not. They just didn't stand out to me this year. These penguins actually came out last year in the winter mini catalog, and they were awesome. Like everybody was all over them, but this year in the annual, I just don't feel that they really showcased them well. And I was dying to try out the new slimline cards, and now that I have slimline envelopes, I can actually make cards for them. So these are the envelopes. If you haven't seen them before, they come in a pack of, I think it's 15, and you get like 3 colors, like soft succulent, I think, and white and gray. So anyways, I have the envelopes. Now I can make some cards to go with them. And I have been, thinking about this idea for a while, and I finally made it last night. So let me turn my camera over and just close your eyes while I do that, okay? Oh, and I have to set up my, computer too, so I can see your comments, because I haven't seen any comments yet. So if you're joining me live, please say hi. And even if you're joining me on the replay, I love to see your comments, so don't hesitate to comment. I think, okay, I'm gonna have to move my camera just a little bit down, but I'm gonna set up I'm gonna set up my screen first so that I can see all your comments. So just give me a second. Here we go. All right. Hi, Tara. Nice to see you. Yeah, so it's always nice to have people talk to me because I find it really hard talking to myself and being live. So, okay, so everything's set up. I think my paper is a little bit off today. Let's see. I don't have, I'm gonna have to work in this top corner here. Have to try and keep remembering that. Okay, so I said that this is a lot of layers and a lot of pieces. So I think today I'm going to try to aim to get the whole thing done, but I really think I'm not going to be able to. So what I'm going to aim to do is show you how I made all the pieces, and I'm going to show you how to mass produce little penguins, because and this will work for any kind of die cut and stamp. So these penguins are 2 pieces cut out. So if you see the stamp here, there's the body and the white part. So it's 2 pieces put together, and then I stamp on the white parts. So you can do this quickly if you have a Stamparatus. So I will show you what it looks, how to do this using like a Stamparatus and a template. Okay. I tried to do a little bit of the stamping and the fussy cutting ahead of time so that hopefully I can assemble a few penguins for you. And then, and I'm going to try to keep it to an hour. Okay. So, let's get started. So a slimline card is, the measurements are 3.5 by 8.5. So if you're going to try and reproduce this, don't worry. I'm going to post all the measurements in my post afterwards, so you can reference them there. You don't have to madly write things down. Okay, so this is a 3.5 by 8.5 measurement for the card. So I'm going to have to cut my card base to be 7 by 8.5. Okay, so this is 8.5. This is the 3.5. So we'll get started. So these were all the inks that I used to get my rainbow, and I've got a few of the new in colors. So the Parakeet Party and the Tahitian Tide and Sweet Sorbet. Okay, I used the Penguin Place stamp set, of course, because I needed to accessorize my penguins. And the sunglasses on my penguin actually came from the Hippo die set. So those are the sunglasses that I grabbed. Did you know that the accessories on the hippos actually match the penguin? So that's really cool. So I've seen other cards where they use the scuba gear and everything, and it's really cute. All right. So let me put those aside and get them out of the way. I'm going to cut my card base first. Here's all my little accessories. I was madly cutting scarves and hats and everything this morning so that I could have them ready. Oh, and I used the Wintry 3D embossing folder. This is the snowflake one. Okay, let's put that aside too. All right, so I'm going to get my my paper trimmer out, and we'll get the card base cut. All right. I just know I'm going to lose one of these hats or scarves if I'm not careful. All right, so for this, I said it was a 3.5 by 8.5. So obviously this is an 8.5 by 11, so I don't need to cut this side. I need to cut 7 inches down here. So I'm going to turn this way. And I have to extend my arm on this. Well, I need to get this out of the way. All right, so the arm pulls out, so I can measure straight out to 7 inches over here. Okay, so use the cutting blade, and then I use the scoring blade to score it at 3.5 inches over here. Okay. So now I have my card base, easy peasy. Okay, the other piece that I need on here is the layering piece. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for joining. Okay, so this is a layering piece that I added. It's 3 by 8. Let me just double check that. I wrote it down. Yes, 3 by 8. So that I can actually reuse this, like use off the cut up piece. Okay, so I need 3 inches this way. And then 8 inches. So I just need to cut off a 1/2 inch. Perfect. All right, so that's my card base and my layer. So let me just get that out of the way. All right, so I used like the Wintry 3D folder. So you'll notice that this is not actually long enough to do the whole piece. So what I did was I did one side. Okay, so I'll put one side in, and then I turned it around and I did the other side. So because this is kind of a random pattern, you can't really see where the pattern begins and ends. It's kind of like you can't really tell, which is good. So then I can, you know, use this and get a longer piece embossed. So let me get my cut and emboss machine. So I'm moving all the plates off because I only need 2 of them. So this is a 3D embossing plate. So I just remind myself that I only need plates 1 and 4. So number 1 and number 4 to emboss this piece. Okay, so I'm going to do one side first. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it around and take my paper out, and I'm just going to do the end, right? So I don't want to put the whole thing through again. I'm just going to do the end here, and I'm going to line it up so that hopefully, so when it goes through, there's not like, I don't want to leave like too much blank space. So I'm kind of lining this up with what's there already. Okay, so I'm going to do it like this. Okay, so run that through again. All right, so now, see? So you can't really tell. I think that worked out really well. So now I have my layer ready. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. The other thing I need are these sunglasses, which have to be die cut. So I'm going to get my plates out for that. Okay, so for regular die cutting, it tells me I need 1, 2, and both 3s. The diagram's always right there on the number 1 plate. Okay, oops. All right. So obviously my plate is really scratched up and I desperately need a new one. So I need to order new ones, and I haven't, I'm going to be putting in an order today. So I'm going to be waiting for that new plate because I really need to get rid of this one. All right, so I'm going to die cut the little frame. So the frame is in Tahitian Tide, and I have scraps of silver paper from my stash that I will have to cut out again so that I can get the little lenses. Okay, so here's the Tahitian Tide. So you can see the other one that I cut out already. I need my die. Okay, so I just get my little sunglasses out and I will cut them out. Okay. Okay, there's my little sunglasses. Super cute. Okay, now I'm going to move it and put it on the table. Now I wanted my lenses to be either black or silver, but I think I'm going to stick with silver. I think they look cool. Okay, so I'm going to have to die cut them again to get my lenses. Let's see. Put them down here. I try to make maximum usage of all paper, but especially like the silver stuff and the gold. There we go. Okay. All right, let me put away the die before I lose it. Okay, so here's my lenses, and now I'm going to leave these. See my cute little silver glasses? I have several pairs of glasses now that I tried out with the penguins. They're really cute. So Sandra says silver foil would look cool. Yeah. So I'm going to put my silver glasses over here, and we'll use that when we assemble. Okay, and I think that's all I needed to die cut. Everything else is fussy cut. Okay, so I'll put this away. So let me show you the penguin punch. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've punched out a couple, so you don't have to watch me punch over and over again, but it's really fast and easy. So I have five penguins on my card, so I have 4 bodies already. I'll cut the 5th one now. Just punch it out. Okay, I also punched out the bodies ahead of time. Okay, so I had punched these out last night, and those are the ones with the little faces, the beak, and the feet. So I already did the nose, the beak, and the feet, but I'll show you how to do this mass production style so that you know how to do this for any kind of die cut with a stamp on it. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. I'll get my Stamparatus. Okay, so all right, so I did the scarves and everything for 4 of the colors. The only one I haven't done is Tahitian Tide, and I wanted to do that one on live with you guys because I just wanted to remind you of what you can do if you find your ink pad is too juicy. Okay, so I've already got my stamps here, if you can see. The hat and the scarf, I stamped them together because since they're the same color. And I know that I'm going to line up my paper the same spot every time, so I always put it at the corner here. So I know that when I go to stamp it again, that's where it's going to be. So I found with the my ink pad, not the specific color is always the problem, but my ink pad is very juicy. So when I stamped with it, the color would kind of bleed a little bit and I wouldn't get a distinct image. So you can fix this. It's a simple trick. I'll just show you. So I take like an old credit card. Some people use like their bone folder, but I don't want to stain my bone folder. So I just take an old credit card here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush the ink to one side. So I'm just going to press and brush it to one side. You see the ink is moving off to one side there. It's darker on the sides. Okay, so that will move excess ink away from the center of the pad. And then I'll just use this center to ink up my image. And it won't be, you won't get that bleeding and blobbing, like the ink will actually sometimes blob on some of them, like you get like darker areas. So this brushing aside will fix that problem. Okay, so I'm just inking it up from the center. Okay, and the other cool thing about using a Stamparatus, okay, so you see how this is blobbing. I don't know if I didn't press hard enough, but I'm going to try to stamp it again, and hopefully it will fill in all the lighter areas, and then it'll be one flat image. So the cool thing with the Stamparatus is that you can stamp the same image on the same spot more than once. So that looks better. I think I'll do it one more time and see if that makes it even more solid. If not, I might just try. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I could have just also, see, I can see the ink is already moving back in there. So, you know, if I really wanted to do this again and get it really distinct and a lighter shade of blue, then I could just use my credit card or whatever flat edge you want to use and just brush the ink to one side. So that's the tip for this one. And it's been a while since I talked about that, so just a reminder. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this off before I ink anything else by accident. Okay, I'll put that aside for cutting. This is, there's no die set for this, so I just fussy cut these, meaning I just took my scissors and cut them. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to mass produce your little penguins. Okay, so I'm going to move these and put them back into the case, and I'll take out the eyes. Okay, so it's really just the eyes that are missing from my little penguin, right? I have a whole bunch of little beaks and feet, but no eyes. So here's the eyes. I'll put my scarf away. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so I have a template. So what you need is a template. Where is it? Okay. So what I did, I just took a piece of paper and I cut out the body, right? I just put it in here and I cut out the body, okay? I'm going to put my body in my Stamparatus, okay? And I always make sure I know where it lines up, because if it gets pulled up by accident and pulled out of place, it's easy to line it up again, because I'm going to line up my eyes with the body where it is now. Okay, so it's going to be here. Okay, this is the tricky part when it sticks to you all the time. Okay, I'm trying to let go and it's still stuck to me. Okay, don't ask me why it was on an angle. I don't know why I did that, but it doesn't matter. I'm talking about the punch out. Yes, I know it's not straight. Did I mention it was late last night? Okay, so, sorry if my head gets in the way. I just want to check that the eyes look straight. I think it's over a little bit too far. I'll push it over a tiny bit. Sorry, I'm going to stick my head in the way again, just for a sec. Okay, oh, see, it's sticking to my finger. There we go. Stay. All right, so that's where I want my eyes to be. So I'm just going to press it down to pick it up. And I move these out of the way, the letters. I was using it to make the sentiment. I'm just going to leave it on there. Okay, so that's where my eyes are going to be. So now that I have this punch out template, I can take more punch out. So I went and punched like a whole bunch of other penguin bodies. Oh, hi Shannon, nice to see you. So I punched out a whole bunch of little white bodies, and all I do is I put it into the hole here, and I'm just going to move my magnet so it can hold it down. I'm going to ink up my, where did it go? Where's my block? Oh, I put it away. So I'll ink up my eyeballs and I will stamp them. So I don't have to line it up every single time I want to stamp on my penguin. So let's see, that looks good. I think it's actually just a little bit off, but that's me. So I'm just going to have to fix it. I'm just going to clean this off a little bit. But once you get the right placement and you're happy with it, then you'll know that your eyeballs, the eyeball on the penguin will always be in the right spot. So I'm just going to try this again. I should have left the eyeballs on last night, not the hat and the scarf. And now I'm questioning why I even like put this on an angle. Okay, so we'll try it again. So I'm gonna take my second body, put it in the exact same spot. Okay. There we go. Let's see. That looks better. Okay, so that's what you do. So now I just take all my bodies and I stick them in, and I put my eyeballs, ink up my eyeballs, and I stamp them. So in this way, you can easily mass produce, like, you know, any kind of die cut or punched image and stamp it in the same spot every time. So I really like that, because I have, like, if you look at all my penguins, they all look the same, right? All their faces look the same, all their bodies and everything. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to finish stamping all my little bodies. Okay. I can't believe I let the Stamparatus sit on my shelf for months when after I first bought it. I don't know why I didn't try it out immediately, but it's the best thing. Okay, so now I just have one more to do. Oops. And that is it. So that was really easy that way, and gives you consistent images on your die cuts. Okay, so let me just clean off the eyeballs and I'll move this aside. All right, so the assembly is pretty easy. I'm just going to get all my little hats and stuff. I'll just show you one of them. And I will fussy cut this one to show you. This is a time-consuming kind of job, but some people really enjoy fussy cutting. I'm not really a huge fan of fussy cutting. I would rather have the dies for it, but these are not too bad to cut out. But you do need like a super sharp pair of scissors and with short blades. So in order to do it well. There we go. And I found this little knot or bump in the scarf tricky because I wanted to show it, but not so easy to get my scissors around it. Okay. All right. So I just cut those out like this. This scarf is actually quite easy, except for that one little bump. But other than that, very easy. Not like fussy cutting flowers. I don't know how some people. I've seen some demonstrators who cut out like very intricate flowers, and I just think, oh my gosh, that would take me so much time. Okay, so there we go. So there's my 5 sets of winter gear. Okay, so very easy to assemble a penguin. He's really, I mean, there are feet that you can cut out, but I did not choose to cut out feet. They actually have ones that you can cut out, stamp and cut out. So, okay, so I'm just going to get some glue. Okay. Stick him on. Okay, I'm going to glue on the scarf. So is anybody going to get anything from the stamp sale today? I, had not thought. I always avoid getting stamps that don't have die cuts unless it's like really special. But today I was thinking I would get a stamp set that just has sentiments, because I can always use more sentiments. So there are some stamp sets that are just sentiments, so that's what I'm going to be looking at getting. So there's his scarf, and I'm going to put his glasses on. So where did my glasses go? Here we go. Here's his glasses, the lenses. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look. So his glasses should be about here, I think. Okay, let me just put some tiny dots of glue. They do have like a fine tip glue applicator or glue container, but I find that this one seems to do the job just fine. Just can't press too hard. I don't think I have a good grip on these. Okay, so now I'm going to put his glasses on. And I will put lenses on his glasses. So cute. I like him with just the glasses too, but I think it looks cool with the lenses in them. I might have to make some penguins with all glasses. Yes, so you're getting sentiment stamps too, eh, Shannon? Yeah, I was thinking about the Inspired Thoughts one. Oh, Sandra, you got, you didn't get that today though, the Peaceful Deer, Sandra. You got that like a while ago, or did you actually order that today? see. Yeah, I wouldn't buy any stamp sets today that are actually in a bundle, because at the bundle already it would give you 10% off. Whoops, I put my finger right on that. It's okay. And oh, you ordered Peaceful Deer today. Awesome. Yeah, I'm thinking about just a sentiment set, the inspired thought. So there is my cool guy. So on my card, I actually popped him up on dimensionals, and I put a hat on a dimensional as well. It's not actually attached to him, so I won't attach his hat yet. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the general assembly, because it would take me a whole bunch of time, because I need to cut out. What I did was I put strips of color behind here. So this card was originally inspired by another demonstrator, and I cannot remember her name, and I was going to write it down. Anyways, she made a similar card, not with penguins, another set, another bunch of like embossing and die cutting, but the same sort of idea, where she put strips of color behind the layer here, just to give it just a little bit more punch. So these are what, like an inch. I'll give you the measurements after. I think it's like 1.25, 1.25 inches each in width. And I just cut them so that it would show up behind my layering, just to give it a little bit of extra punch. So I haven't got those pieces ready, but I will just show you basically how this assembles. So I have to fold my card base, and I need my bone folder. Okay. All right, so that would take each of my strips, and I just lined them up and I glued them down. And then I take my layering piece, and I actually popped this up on dimensionals too. And then I assembled all my penguins. Okay, so I'm not going to do it now, because it would take me quite a while, and it's very repetitive, and I think you guys would already have the idea. So I would put all my penguins here with their accessories. They're so cute, right? And it was much faster doing the mass punching, using a template and the Stamparatus. Super helpful. Okay, and then this guy would pop up on dimensionals. Oops. Oh, and I guess I can show you the embossing again. I did embossing last week for the first time with you guys. So if you didn't catch it, I will do it now. So here's the basic layout. So now the only thing I have left is the sentiment to emboss on here. So I'll just quickly do that to show you what it looks like. And and that will be it for today, because the rest of the stuff is just, repetition, so you get the idea. Okay, so I need my Stamparatus. Okay, just push that out of the way. Put this. All right, I'm gonna put away my eyeballs. And I know one person wanted something from the weekly specials. I don't know if there's anything else that other people are interested from the weekly specials this week. I didn't get a super close look. I don't think there's anything I wanted, but it's really fun that they have like specials every week for September, and you can see if there's anything there you can get at a discount. Okay, so here's my black piece. And hold it down. There's my sentiment. Okay, I think that looks straight. I'm just going to check on here. So there's grid lines here too, and I can see that it is slightly off. So I'm just going to straighten it out, because it would bug me if it was not straight. Okay, so it's a little bit trickier when it's like a long flexible piece. I'm just going to try laying it down again, and I might have to stick my head in the camera so that I can double check that it's straight. Okay, let me just stick my head in the camera, sorry. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's straight. Gosh, I have a lot of gray hairs in the camera. Oh, Sandra's saying that she thought she lost her penguin eyeballs. Yeah, that is always a worry, that I've, you know, thrown away something by accident or ended up in the recycling. Panic. Total panic. All right, so for embossing, you need to use a Versamark stamp pad. So it's a stickier ink that stays wet longer, so that it will allow you to put embossing powder on it and it will stick. Okay, so if you've never done embossing before, you need this special ink pad. Okay, so I inked it up, and I'm just going to, oh, I should have cut the strip first. Okay, well, we'll see how this works out. Okay, so there is, you can't see it, but it is inked up here. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to get my embossing kit and the powder. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to pour it over top and shake it off. Okay, so I'm going to tap it. Oops. And I do have a brush that I can just brush off some excess. Okay. So I think I mentioned this before last week, that there is like what they call what's called an embossing buddy, and it looks like a little pouch. And it's supposed to remove the static so you don't get this stuff stuck to it. But on black, I can see a little bit of like, it's like a powder residue or something. So I don't tend to want to use it. So I have to like scrape off any excess by hand. But with lighter color cardstock, that would totally be the way to go. So that's not too bad. I'm just going to get rid of some of these ones underneath. Okay, so I think I'll just emboss it like that. So let me just get out my heat gun. Okay, let me just put it on top here. I won't be able to pick it up. All right. I did not think I would make it this far today, but so I didn't have my heat gun set up ahead of time. You know, Sandra, there was a time when I threw away my favorite twine, and I was looking high and low for it, and I thought for sure I had thrown it away. And then I realized I had packed it in with one of my kits that I had taken out recently because I thought it was part of the kit. So I was really happy that I found them. All right, so this is the these are the tweezers that they give you that come with the embossing kit. So these don't get hot. They're ceramic tips. So I'm going to use them to hold my paper. Okay, and you don't want to aim this at anything else too closely. Okay, so I'll show you the magic of the embossing. Oh, I just realized I'm off camera. I'm just going to come back on camera. There we go. Can you see it? I'm trying to like figure out where I am in the camera. Okay, that looks better. So cool. All right, so now that's embossed. Get this out of the way. And normally I would have actually cut the strip already. I would have already cut this to the right width. So now I have to get my paper trimmer and cut it. Just a second. So this is why I love my paper trimmer. It can hold little bits of paper, no problem. Okay, so I just need to put this down with it. It's a little bit, the paper's a little bit bent because it was heated up. So I'm just trying to get it to lie flat when I put it down. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Let's hope this is lined up. Okay, that looks bad, not too bad. There you go. So, now I just take my paper trimmer, my snips, and I just put a little bit of angle on it. You can make it straight, whatever suits your fancy. This. Okay, so that's basically the whole, like the whole card. I would just have to assemble everything, but you get the idea. So yeah, I just add in all my little accessories and I glue them down, and that's basically the card. So if you have any questions about, you know, how to do the mass production, you know, feel free to message me and ask me more questions if you didn't really understand. All you're doing is basically, you know, creating that template piece. Where did it go? You're just creating a template piece by cutting out first, and then you're going to line up your stamps in your Stamparatus so that you can stamp in the exact same spot every single time, and you'll put your pieces in to your little template, and that's where it'll stamp every time. So it makes it so much faster to mass produce a bunch of multiple, you know, the same element for one card or for many cards if you're making like a whole bunch for Christmas. So that is it for today. Thank you, Sandra and Shannon and Tara, for joining in. Anybody else who, you know, watches on replay, say hi. I'd like to see your comments and know if you've been inspired by what you're seeing and the tips that I'm getting. Okay, I'm giving to you. So have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.